Excellent. Excellent. Good
Yeah, I
evening,
can see you.
everybody. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you very much for joining me this evening. My name is Stevie Aquilina, and I want to say I hope that you are especially happy, especially safe, especially well, especially secure in these especially strange times. But I think that we're nearly there. The heavens willing. We don't have any hiccups. We can see the clear path out of here. So appreciate you joining us this evening. What we're going to do, here's what we're going to do. I've got a special guest this evening, and I'm glad that he is here, and I'm glad that you are here because you're going to hear a really exceptional experience this evening, a very miraculous health experience. I'm really amazed by this story, so I'm especially grateful that our guest is here this evening. And then what I'm going to do after, and so we might talk to him for about 5, 10, 15 minutes max. And then what I'm going to do with the remaining 10 to 15 minutes max is I'm going to explain to you what it was that this gentleman used to have this tremendous turnaround with some, quite worrisome health challenges that he was having. The whole call is going to go for about half an hour, preferably less if I can do it. So without me mucking around anymore, let me jump straight into having a chat with our guest. This gentleman's name is Tony Homem, and he is a gentleman. Unfortunately, it had been a while since we spoke, but he's such a good man that he allowed me to call him up last night out of the blue and say, "Hey, Tony, everyone's got to hear your story." And he agreed to jump on. So I'm very thankful for that, mate. How you doing this evening?
Yeah, not bad. Getting there.
Good start. Good start.
Yep, living the dream.
I've got to say, you are looking even a lot better than when we spoke a while ago.
Oh, that was what, 2 years ago now, or would have been
Yeah, like we've
18
spoken on
months.
the phone, but we haven't been on a video call since that 2 years ago. Yeah.
Yep, roughly around then. Yeah.
Yeah, you're looking well, mate.
Oh, getting better.
I think you had a mustache last time. Did you get rid of that?
I did. Yeah. Yep. The electric razor didn't work quite well, so it went wrong one side, so I had to take it all off.
Yeah, you're looking much more
Yeah, you can
handsome,
remember
mate.
that good.
Yeah, and you're right. I like your haircut too.
Yeah, I know. Yep.
All right, mate. Let me jump straight into asking you a few questions about what was going on with you. So, before you found out about this redox stuff that we're going to talk about this evening, what was life like before that? What was your health and what was your situation before you found out about redox?
Um, my my health, what, say 18 months ago wasn't the you know the best that you could put it this way. You could write, I could beat the 22 encyclopedias on what was wrong with me. And it ended up by me, just over 2 years ago, having a triple bypass. And prior to that, I had stage 5 renal failure, which is, well, I still got it. My kidneys were failing. I don't know if people know what your GFR is what your 6 monthly blood sugar average is, and mine would never go under 15. Your 6 monthly, and all the doctors would keep doing was keep pumping me with medication, saying, "Oh, yeah, take this, take that." And prior to me having these kidney issues, I was on 7 different types of diabetic medication, and it still wasn't putting my sugar level down. And kidneys then failed one day, and went into the GPs, and the GP said, "No, we need to call the ambulance for you. You've got problems." I said, "What do you mean I got problems? I mean, they didn't, I used to go to the doctors and get my blood test all the time, and they didn't tell me there was something wrong. They just kept saying, take this, take that, do this and do that." And so I went into hospital, found out I had that, and was put on to what they call peritoneal dialysis, where you got to, that's around your in, you where you in there, you drained it and it again, all day just about. And I would do that. And whilst I was doing that, they were working me up ready for a transplant for another kidney. And part of that was checking where everything was working fine. And they went and checked whether my heart was working good. And they found I had 3 blockages. So I had to go in for an emergency triple bypass. Had that. was in ICU doing well and all that lot. And I mean, I don't know, but my wife, they saw me then and they said, I was talking fine and all that lot. So they moved from that into the ward. And whilst they were taking me from one bed to the other, I started to, slur my voice and, just talk, not know what I was talking about and talking rubbish. My wife reckoned it was all. So she went and talked to the head nurse there, and the nurse said, well, there's nothing told because we were just doing a changeover. It's fine. And she said, no, it's not right. It's not normal. So at that time, on the say this is the work, the registrar and rung her and was told, she said, look, lady, it is what not is he all the paperwork signed in, and then we'll have in between 3 blood, and I didn't know strong pressure. And so I still have problems. So I grab his hand and all that. I still.
Hey, Tony, sorry to interrupt. Are you there, Tony? Sorry to interrupt, mate. Can you hear me clearly? Because
just faint.
Yeah, you've become a little bit more choppy as the call's gone on.
My volume is. I've got there's nothing else I can do here. It never has that.
That's a lot better.
Does that sound better?
So far, so good. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So from that, and after I had the triple bypass and all that, I ended up it brought my medication down from 7 different diabetic tablets to 1, which, nothing else was done. They just decided to do everything and change everything from there. After that happened, I was on PD for a while, and after that, the triple bypass, from all the fluid that they gave me during the operation and all that, the PD just wasn't getting rid of the fluid out of my body, and my legs were like, thick, bigger than tree trunks. So they then had to get me and go onto hemodialysis, which is you go 3 times a week. I go in to get my blood filtered and cleaned and all that. And whilst doing that, my wife would get Facebook messages and all that, like from a friend she had who was using a seer and saying, look, at your husband to try this and that. And she said, yeah. And it just so happened that one of my carers that came along, she was interested in it. So she got to it and looking after me, she's saying, Tony, you need to read this. I said, look, I really don't want to know about it. Just read it and give me the main points and I'll then consider it.
This was
she said, no, you've got to read this one. This one was to do with the bloke who, had kidney failure and, was recovered from it. So I said, yeah, right there.
This was a seal,
I've got nothing else to do. I'll have a read of it and read it. I said, oh, yeah. I'll give it a go and see how we go. And, the only thing I've got to lose is, $200 then. And if it didn't work, it didn't work. If it worked, all well and good. So I started it on what they recommended to take and listening to some of your talks and some of the Facebook, being on that Facebook site where everyone on a seer goes to see it, just, kept looking into it and people were drinking, some were drinking a bottle a day and all that. I said, well, it can't hurt me. I'll just try drinking as much as I want to drink. So, I started at the recommended dosage and all that, like to where I finished a bottle in just over 2 days. So Tuesday lunchtime, I'm looking for another bottle. So that's what I'm drinking for. And some of the changes that have taken place in myself is I mean, the only other different I've done with myself is I've gone into not a full keto diet, but a semi-keto diet where, cut out all carbs as I can. And that's totally turned my blood sugar level around the other way. But, you get the doctors up at the dialysis, and at the moment we're going through, a process with me where the dialysis is not, well, it's working, but it's not doing what it's meant to do, in the sense that it's working properly, but they're trying to get me to fit into a the system that they want to use. The book tells them this is how it's meant to work, and it's not working for me. So they've got to go and do more. They've got to go and do some reading themselves to figure out something that will work for me. And I don't want to tell them that, look, I know what's doing it. It's the water that's doing it to me, that's making everything work. And it's they don't want to hear of it. They think, oh no, it's a lot of rubbish. And I said, well, you go and do what you need to do, because the book is not working for me. You find a better way to make it work, and that's what we're at the moment working through. Now, as I said, my GFR then, before this, was always 15. It's now it's a normal healthy person's GFR, which is between 4 and 6, a 3-monthly average. And the doctors can't understand that. And part of being on hemodialysis is because the machine does all your filtering of the the contaminants plus extra fluid that's in your blood, you virtually stop going to the loo, to do your number ones. And they can understand why I'm still going to the loo and still producing urine, between 800 mils to a litre a day. And they're saying, no, it's not possible. I said, oh no, it is. So you need to work a way that works for me. And I can only put it down to the water I'm drinking. Can actually fixing
can you tell the story, Tony? Because I found it fascinating when you Can you tell the story about when you first started finding out you could go do number ones?
Oh, righty, yeah. There was one day I was sitting there, because I'd stopped drinking.
Just to be clear, it had been 2 years, I think, prior to that before you were able to use the gentleman's room. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, no. Well, when you start on hemodialysis, you then your ability to make urine starts decreasing from where you'd make 1 litre to 2 litres a day, a normal human being, to where it starts reducing down to 0, because the machine filters the fluid for you. It takes excess fluid out. Well, it's a kidney. Well, if you haven't got enough fluid in your body, you're dehydrating, and it tells you. Well, if you've got too much fluid in your blood, you then make urine, and that's what one of the functions of the kidney, plus cleaning it and all that. So when your blood filters through, if it's too thin or too thick, it then regulates how much it needs to take out, or if it can add fluid into your blood to make it the right viscosity to flow through your system. And everybody thinks, oh, your kidneys just filter your rubbish and all that, but your kidneys also do. That's another part of what your kidneys do, is actually regulate the thickness of your blood to make it go. No, I mean, I didn't know that until this what happened to me, and then you learn all this stuff, which is too late now.
Yeah.
So I was sitting there one day, and in the morning got up, did everything I needed and all that lot, and just gradually I started to get a real pain in the stomach that was just constantly getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And I'm going, hang on a second, wait, this is not normal. It shouldn't be. And I was ready to call an ambulance to go to the emergency department. I said, oh, hang on, let me just go to the toilet and see if I can wee. And yep, out came over 1 litre of wee, and next minute I got no pain in my stomach.
Wow.
Until the body actually forgot how to, tell you need to go to the wee, that it just started building up in me bladder, that got too much, that's what started giving me the pain. But that I was just amazed that that's what it did, that how you forget doing things, the body forgets to do things that it doesn't remember, so yeah, I started weeing again, and I still do today. So I can only put it down to the water. I've done nothing else different.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the other thing. And I mean, I started drinking the water to improve my kidneys and all that lot, but I didn't know that as I was on the water and all that lot, I was looking, and I'm short-sighted, so I had glasses that were bifocal. So when I wanted to read, I just need to look lower down, read, and when I wanted to see far away, I'd look up. And it was gradually getting to the stage where I'd have to look the lower part of my glasses to look far away. I said, look, I need glasses. So I went to the optometrist, had a look, and he said, oh, I think you've got something wrong with your eyes. You need to go and get a specialist done. So I came and saw my wife. I said, yeah. She said, you still haven't finished all your treatments. I said, what treatments? She said, you had another 4 more. There were 6 treatments. I'd have 3 on each eye. It was $600 each treatment to cauterize the blood vessels that were through being, you're unregulating your blood sugar. Your blood vessels in your eyes start to explode, and you get blood clot, patches, and the optometrist had to shoot a laser into it to cauterize it, so they didn't do that. And I had 2 treatments on one eye, and still had 1 to go on the left eye, and another 3 on the right eye. And I said, right, yeah. And then, of course, this all happened to me with going in to get me triple bypass done and all that. So I just hadn't at the time. So I went to him and he says, oh, you're back. I said, yeah. I said, I'm sorry, look, I don't remember you, but my wife just told me this is what it is. She said, yeah, you still have 4 more treatments. I said, yeah, I know. She told me. So his nurse took an x-ray of my eyes, and I waited for him, and he came in and went in there, and he says, he'd call the nurse and said, no, take another x-ray. There's something wrong. So I took another x-ray, and he says, no, it's the same x-ray. So he calls me, and he's, looks at my eyes to confirm it. Then he calls his other offsider there and said, have a look at this. And the bloke had a look, and this, no, they're not the same pictures. They're not the same eyes. And I said, what do you mean? Is there something wrong or something? He said, don't know what you've done, but he said, all the cards have fallen in your favour. You don't need any more treatment. And your eyes have actually got better than what they were when we were doing all this stuff. So I said, oh, right, yeah. I can only put it to the water fixing my eyes up, which I didn't expect it to do. So that's another plus from drinking this water, which I was just baffled with. So now I got a new pair of glasses about 8 months ago, and I need to get another set because these ones aren't working. So the eyes are getting better still.
Wow. So in the beginning, you were falling apart with your ticker going bad and needing big surgery on that, and
yep.
then your plumbing started going bad, and
yep.
you needed medical assistance with that. And then you started not only
going bad, my eyes going
trouble,
bad, everything. You name it, I get it.
And the eye trouble, I'm not sure if you mentioned this, but you were telling me last night that it wasn't just trouble, like there was, concern that you were going to lose your sight.
Yeah, I was actually going blind. If I never got the blood vessels cauterized, I would have been blind.
Wow.
Yep.
And
it's totally turned around. Yes, he showed me the 2 pictures. He said, if anyone saw this, they would have said there were 2 different people's eyes.
Yeah.
That's what he said. And I said, okay, right, yeah. I didn't want to tell him what I did.
Yeah. Well,
I said, yeah, thank you. I said, oh, well, I said it was worth because if you look at it, that's $2,400 more I had to do in treatments. And I haven't done that, and I paid that in water.
Yeah. Amazing.
So it's paid for itself, basically.
Amazing.
That's why I look at it. I mean, I was skeptical at first that and like everyone would do, it's a huge amount of money out of anyone's pocket. And I said, look, I've tried everything else. I've got nothing else to lose, bar $200. If it doesn't work in one box, then I'll stop. But I saw one box saying, doing things in, because previously when I used to get my blood tests, there were everyone gets their blood tests, and you'll see there's some areas where they're red, and the doctor says, oh, you need to fix this up, oh, your cholesterol's too high and all that lot. I used to have more red lines than black lines on there, saying the black lines are everything's good. After I started this, I had 2 boxes of water. Then when I had my blood test, and she said, I don't know what you're doing, but just continue what you're doing because there's nothing wrong. They were all black lines. There was not a single red line.
And how long was that?
Different.
What was the timeline between starting?
That was 2 months.
Okay.
That's 4 boxes of water, 2 boxes of water. So 8 bottles.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yep. And that was taking it.
Okay, so you were just using the minimum serve then?
Yeah, I was taking it at the recommended dosage.
Yeah, 60 mils morning, 60 mils night.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's right.
Amazing.
Yep.
We've got to be clear here. We've got to be very clear that We're not making any medical claims, just to help everyone out here. We do not, ASEA does not claim to treat or cure any diseases. But what we did see here is Tony having major problems with his ticker and major problems with his kidneys, major problems with his blood levels, major problems with his sight. We can say that after taking the REDOX, Tony was able to see his body heal itself, I suppose, in ways that one could only pray for, I guess. Right, Tony?
Oh, definitely. Tell me about it. Yeah.
What would you say to people who are on looking right now, who might, like you in the beginning, may have been a little bit skeptical? What kind of things might you pass on to people that are having a look at this right now?
Well, go and talk to the person that introduced you to it, and they would have talked to you about it, because they can see that there is a benefit to drinking it. I'm not saying that it's going to cure what ailment or what thing you have, but I can only tell you what's happened, what it's done to me. And I've done nothing different. I've done no bar, as I said, going on to a sort of not a stringent keto diet, but just cutting carbs, as best as I can. Right. That's the only thing different I've done. And, just by doing that, I mean, since drinking that water, I've, one, two, it's at least 4 different types of medication I've stopped taking, because I don't need them anymore.
Right.
Now,
and I'm assuming
love
the information you were getting prior to that was that you would need those medications for an extended period of time, if not the rest of your life, with maybe some more
that's correct.
planned.
That's correct. Put it this way. And that's the one that they're trying to play around with now. I'm on a blood pressure medication that, if you've not had any blood pressure medication ever, they start you on a dosage, the minimum dosage, the smallest dosage you can get, and it's a 30-day pack, and then they prescribe you a different one after that. Right?
Yeah.
Now, since I've had my triple bypass, I was on a huge, a real large dosage of that blood pressure medication. They took me off that and put me on this one, because the pipes were clean, basically, because they put 3 new pipes in, so I didn't need the blood pressure went down. Now, so they're giving me this one. Plus, it has an enzyme that sort of helps the heart pump, pump the blood properly, a bit stronger. There's that part in it as well. Now, they've tried. No, this is over 2 years ago. They've tried to take me off this medication and increase it. Every time they try to add another one to it or increase it, I then start having issues with my blood pressure. It drops to virtually nothing. I've got to call the ambulance in, because I've got virtually nothing, nothing and all that lot. So they can't. They're trying to increase it or give me another one that will help me out. It doesn't work on me. So I can only put that down to the water, because I can't put it down to anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And I myself personally, I can see the benefit in it and all that lot. And as you asked, somebody looking at this for the first time, why take it, or why outlay that much money to see if it works or not? I mean, at the end of the day, I just said, it's $200. I've got nothing else to lose, bar $200 out of my bank, and if it works, I've got a much better benefit than from not taking it at all. And the only other thing I'd say is, where people are talking to you, just say you've got heart issues, and you think, I'm going to drink this water to fix my heart. Unfortunately, and as I said, as I can attest to myself, I was going to drink the water to help my kidneys. I didn't realize it was going to fix my eyes. So basically, this water prioritizes in you what it wants to heal first, because it thinks this is more important to heal that you're not aware of. So that was the only difference I found. And I said, it was just an added bonus that it helped fix my eyes. Then, and as I said, I only got a new pair of glasses 8 months ago, and I need another set. Need to go and get it done again, because, I'm finding it difficult. I've got to actually pull my glasses off now to read close by where I used to have reading glasses
Mm-hmm.
itself. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Amazing. Amazing. So, I hope everyone doesn't mind. We've let this go longer than usual just because
sorry.
this is such, no. This is an amazing story. So I was happy to hear as much of it as we could. I mean, I could actually just say, you know what, don't worry about my part. Let's just keep talking about your story. But we've probably got some new people here that need to find out what it is that you've been using, but an incredible story. Would love to have you back again. I'm sure
Yeah. Oh no, I would do. And look. All I say. The interesting one is, if you want to get me back later on. I mean, my mum. I've been trying to get her to take it, and
uh-huh.
she had a quadruple bypass about 15, 20 years ago, and her health isn't. I mean, she's 75, and her health's just been going. Now, I sent her a box a while, about 8 or 9 months ago, and because she was locked down and all that, couldn't do things and all that. Like she suffers badly from rheumatoid arthritis, really, really bad. She's in pain all the time. So sorry, I'm sorry, I'm going to just do this one. So she started drinking that water and started to run out, and I ordered another box for her, and she's onto that. And she's got to go and see her rheumatoid arthritis people to get blood tests and all that. I said, Mum, can you do me a favour? Just drink the water until you have these blood tests, and then we'll see what happens. So this is going to be an interesting one, because she
Yep.
is a skeptic that the doctors are correct and what the doctors prescribe will fix her. But, I can't force her to do it. But I said, look, give it a go. You've got nothing to lose. So
Yeah.
she's drinking it, and we'll see what happens. And she's drinking it, not whenever she can, she takes one of those cups, So she has more than the prescribed amount.
Well, I'll be looking forward to
Yep. So I want to know that
her
story and see
improved
what happens
health.
there. So if you want to get me back another day, not a problem. I'll be happy to.
Oh, you're a good
But
man, Tony. Thank you so much.
but I'll leave you this one last thing. Anyone that still skeptical, look, talk to the person that invited you to this call. Talk with them, or go and read that Facebook page of people's stories around the world, and that's what sort of got me interested.
Fantastic. Thank you, Tony. I really appreciate you
No
giving
problem.
me all of your time. And yeah, definitely, mate. I will chat with you not too long after this in a few days and make sure Mum's doing well and see if we can tee something else up again. That'd be perfect.
Yep, not a problem. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Really
No
appreciate
worry.
you.
Catch you later.
Yeah, thank you.
See
You
you,
too.
people. Bye.
All right, folks, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to share my screen really quick. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through. So let me I'm going to run through exactly what Tony was using, and you can learn why that's helped. I must be clear though before we get started. ASEA does not claim to treat or cure any diseases. So Tony mentioned a few conditions tonight, but I want to be crystal clear that ASEA didn't cure them. What you're going to hear about this evening, it didn't cure him. ASEA doesn't cure anything. But what you are going to learn is that is a technology that is native to your body that empowers your body to do what it is meant to do, and then figure out how to heal itself. And that's going to make sense right now because I'm going to jump into this presentation and let you know what I'm talking about. This will not run for very long. I will run through this very quickly. We should be about 12 minutes, maybe less. Okay, so what we're talking about this evening is the most significant health science and life science breakthrough of our lifetime, a category-creating breakthrough, very advanced breakthrough, 15 years ahead of its time, a breakthrough with enormous potential in the magnitude of the discovery of DNA or the discovery of penicillin, that for 2 decades, science had actually declared was impossible. This is a breakthrough so impactful on the human condition that global pharmaceutical companies offered to pay multi-millions of dollars for the sole rights to the technology. However, they wanted to shut it down, leaving both reputable medical and business minds too concerned that this may have impeded the release of this life-changing technology to the world. So before I tell you what this is, let me run through very quickly what this is not. This is not a drug, thank goodness. It's not a vitamin. It's not a mineral. It's not an antioxidant formula. It's not secret herbs, spices, exotic berries, fancy juices, super shakes, essential oils, magic manicures, alkaline waters, electrolyte waters, laser lights, roots from magical 5,000-year-old tree, lotions, potions, gadgets, or any of the other really good stuff out there. What I want to be very clear about is what you're going to learn about this evening. You have most likely never seen or heard of anything like it before. It is a groundbreaking, category-creating breakthrough. No one has what we have in the world. No one. So what we're talking about tonight is REDOX, ASEA's redox cell signaling technology. It contains active redox signaling molecules. These are the exact same cellular messages that are already made natively within your body that affect gene expression in a positive way, helping to protect healthy cells, repair unhealthy cells, replace damaged cells, and keep cells functioning at optimal levels. Why is this important? We are all made of cells. If your cells are working properly, then every single part of you, every single system, every single function of your body will work properly. We live and die at the cellular level. If your cells are healthy, you are healthy. Now, with age, diet, stress, toxins, and other insults in our environment, our cells break down. And so does our body's ability to make and use redox signaling molecules. Our production of these redox molecules declines daily. And as such, our cells break down even more. And with it, what also breaks down, therefore, is our health, our wellness, and our vitality. Now, ASEA takes science very seriously and is highly committed to ongoing research with world-renowned universities and leading laboratories, proving the potential of redox signaling supplementation, demonstrating the safety and the efficacy of the redox products, certifying them as safe and effective in every body. Now, ASEA redox users enjoy cell signaling benefits, which translate to health at its most foundational level. ASEA redox has been scientifically tested by these top universities and top laboratories that are outside of the company, tested and shown to signal the activation of genetic pathways and affect the genes that improve your immune system health, that help maintain a healthy inflammatory response, that help maintain cardiovascular health and support arterial elasticity, that improve gut health and digestive enzyme production, and that modulate hormone balance to support vitality and wellness. Additionally, ASEA redox has also been scientifically tested and shown to enhance your body's own production and efficiency of antioxidants by up to 800%, lower oxidative stress, and be 100% safe. You can't have a bad reaction to these molecules because they are native to your body. They're already in us. We just can't make enough of them as we could when we were kids. Now, any health challenge, and not just health challenges, but any health goal that you can think of, redox users and doctors are seeing just remarkable results. So we've shown you a little bit about we've spoken a little bit about cellular health from the inside out, but it's a little bit hard to show you the results from the inside out. We can talk to, good gentlemen like Tony, and we can show you the science. But to actually see these molecules work, it's best to look from the outside in. And we have technologies, redox signaling technologies, that you can use topically from the outside in so you can get a result that way as well. And look at the results. I'm just going to run through some photos very quickly. You're going to see not just anti-aging effects. You're not just going to see age slowing effects. You're also going to see age reversing effects. You're going to see elasticity coming back to the skin. And it's not just beauty. We're talking about inflammations and irritations and aggravations and other signs of poor health to the skin, returning back to good health in good time. You can see also, this is a picture of some of the residual issues that you would have seen on previous photos. So once the inflammation and irritation is gone, sometimes you can be left with the residual scarring. But you can see even that is coming back to the body's blueprint, to the skin's blueprint. And some people notice results right away. Some people notice results a little bit longer than others. But the moral of the story is keep using these redox signaling molecules. It would be scientifically impossible for them to not work in you. They're native to your body. They go to work right away. Scientifically tested, again, third-party validation from universities, top laboratories, proving that these molecules, you have an instant benefit from the moment that you use them, whether you realize it or not. Now, the moral of this story, and these are results over just 7 weeks. And not only, this lady obviously looks like two different people, but she didn't believe that the products were working. But results in 7 weeks and results even over a couple of years, 84 through to 87. But luckily, her doctor took photos, because in that first 7-week shot, Rosie didn't believe the products were working. So make sure you take, everyone wants to take this product. Like Tony mentioned, he wanted to, buy his first light and see how it goes. Well, the way you see how it goes is take photos, right? Is take a full inventory of your body and your health from head to toe, and, record it. Maybe go and get some blood tests. And that's how you see how it goes, by keeping and upkeeping accurate records as you go along. Because it can be easy to miss if you're just, trying to go by eye. Now, this is Dr. Marty Moran speaking about going by eye. This is Dr. Marty Moran, and he's decided to do a scientific experiment on his very own face and use Renew 28 on only half of his face and not the other, right? So I'm going to give you some clues. If you can't pick out what side he did and which side he did not use the Renew 28 right now, I'm going to give you some clues. Look at the glasses. They're sort of leaning to one side. Have a look at maybe the line that comes underneath and either side of the nose. Which one's more obvious? Maybe look around the mouth, at the edges of the mouth. Have a look at the lines there. Can you see that one's longer than the other? What about the lines on the jawbones? Is one side more prevalent lineage than the other? If you said that he's used it on his right side or our left side, you're absolutely right. And we thank Dr. Marty Moran for walking around like a weirdo and doing this experiment. And his wife is pleased to report that he's now using it on both sides of his face. But we thank Dr. Marty Moran for doing that experiment for us. Now, it's not just for your face. You can see a lady's arm, hand, belly here. We see more bellies and buttocks. Butts. Renew 28 Redox has been proven to be able to reduce cellulite, not just reduce the appearance by hiding it, but in ultrasounds that were taken. This again was in a study done by a very top laboratory, global laboratory. And they found when they did ultrasound that the subcutaneous fat that was causing the cellulite was actually dissolving. Now, it's not just for your skin. People have internal issues, like my good friend here, Sepp Hock, who had a very grim condition, that typically people only get one visit to the doctors for this, because according to Sepp's doctor, the types of patients that were in Sepp's situation aren't able, they're not around anymore to come to the second consultation. But Sepp attributes, not only Sepp attributes, his success by using these molecules inside and out, but his very own doctor has said that he believes this is what's held Sepp together through this time as well. Now, it is a historical truth that with every great breakthrough comes great opportunity. And so let me share with you very quickly why this is a very, very big opportunity, the most significant, most compelling opportunity that you may have ever seen in your life and may ever see in your lifetime. ASEA is based in Nobel Prize winning research. In fact, if you went along to pubmed.gov, where they post peer review studies, this is the National Library of Medicine for the National Institute of Health. If you typed in redox signaling, you would see there are over 32,000 results. It's a very difficult slide for me to keep up with, because there's more than 150 studies, peer-reviewed studies, coming out almost every single month. There are over 1,500 medical textbooks that have been written on redox signaling molecules. Now, ASEA is heavily patented. That means that no one else in the world has what we have. No one. That means we have no copycats. That means we have no competition. We are the first and only redox signaling supplement in the world. Now, ASEA holds massive opportunities across all health science sectors, whether it be healthcare, wellness, healing, whether it be sports science, human performance, athletic science, or whether it be beauty, skincare, anti-aging, longevity, just about any sector of health you can think of, redox signaling molecules is having a tremendous result, because it is involved in every single system, every single function of your body. If redox molecules aren't activating it, at the very least, they are telling what your telling your cells and your genetic expressions what to do. Now, our mission here at ASEA is to better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world. We want to help a lot of people, and we can't do that on our own. And so we look for people to help spread the word. Now, ASEA gives you the opportunity to earn commissions just by sharing REDOX with others. You receive a residual commission, a repetitive commission, a ongoing commission, not only from the ongoing purchases made by everyone you personally refer to ASEA, but also from the ongoing purchases made by every single person they and others also refer. So just like when you refer a good movie, restaurant, cafe, book, whatever, people tell people who begin to tell other people who then tell even more people, and it goes on and it goes on. There are no limits worldwide. And ASEA is currently operating in over 35 countries. And we're opening up new markets almost every single year. Based on the existing performance of the company, based on existing trends, the annual turnover is projected to exceed $500 million over the next 5 years. However, some are saying that this is very conservative of the company and that this is set to be $1 billion company in the near future. What does that mean for you? Well, for people who perhaps now more than ever may be looking for more income because their survival has become compromised in today's environment, in today's situation. For those maybe now more than ever, they're looking for a supplement or even a replacement income. For people who are looking for an extra or a part-time or a full-time or a big time or I want more time or a legacy leaving income. For business-minded people, this is a exceptional and significant opportunity to earn continual, ongoing residual commissions from the growth of this global expansion. But let me tell you the best part of our compensation plan, folks, and I put my hand on my heart and say this with complete sincerity. The best part of the best way that we are paid is that there is nothing better than making a living from bettering people's lives and being a force for good in the world. Now, you get to join forces with others who are also being a force for good in the world. And you can even be rewarded with all expenses paid, trips to 5-star luxury locations around the world and have a really great time with great friends that become like family. As you can see in the pictures here of my wife and I traveling to some of these locations with these amazing people, and going out there and being a force for good in the world together, having an impact, making a difference, bettering people's lives. I tell you again, there's nothing better. Now, we have what is called the ASEA Advancing Life Foundation, and our mission is to break cycles of poverty, abuse, and suffering. And it's good to know that with every purchase that we make for ourselves, and also the purchases made by everyone else we refer, a good portion of those purchases goes to good deeds, like fighting human trafficking internationally, providing clean water in Cambodia, building a vocational center in rural Ecuador, and supporting disaster relief funds around the world. That is just a short list of just some of the projects that we've been involved in. And as our foundation grows, we will continue to go out there to break cycles of poverty, abuse, and suffering. Now, let me end this evening with this bit of information. I want to tell you how this company, just a very quick explanation of how this company sort of started. The redox signaling molecules in ASEA are so impactful on the human condition that global pharmaceutical companies offered to pay millions of dollars for the sole rights to the technology. However, they wanted ASEA to shut down and for everyone to be taken off redox. Now, thankfully, founder of ASEA, Vertus Norden, and his son, Tyler Norden, said no to the payout and yes to the people already experiencing the greatly needed life-changing power of these redox signaling molecules. Could you imagine what may have happened to someone like Tony if these gentlemen had have taken the payout instead of taking a heart to people? And as demonstrated in this very first and very important decision, and in every other decision since, you can see and you can feel that ASEA always and will always put people and principles before ego and economics. So I want to say that you're in good hands. I want to thank you very much for joining me this evening. Again, I want to be very, very clear that ASEA does not treat or cure any diseases. But what ASEA can do for you, well, why don't you find out? Why don't you jump onto these molecules and get them into you and get them onto you and experience living healthier, younger, and for longer. I encourage you to get back to the person that invited you here this evening. Don't worry about what the time is. Give them a call, at least give them a text message and let them know that you were here this evening. They'll appreciate it. If you have questions, get them answered. But the best scientific experiment that there is out there is the one that you can do on yourself. So we hope that you, at the very least, be able to be impacted and bettered by using these molecules. But really, what would be perfect is if you would help others. We're always looking for people to help us, to help more people than we ever could in our own. And if you would link arms with us, we will not only look after you, but we can go out there together and be a tremendous force for good in the world, bettering people's lives. And as a byproduct of that, your life will become better and your life will be filled with more good too. I want to thank my guest again, Tony, for being on this evening. Thank you very much, sir. You're a true gentleman. And I really appreciate your experience and sharing it with everybody here. And everybody here, I appreciate your attention. And I'm here what's today? Tuesday at 8 p.m. Sydney time. And we're always looking for that next story. So if you have a redox experience, either how the molecules are working in you or how you're working with them to help others, we would love to have you on one of our calls and have a discussion with you and find out what your redox experience is. Thank you very much for having me here this evening. I will see you next week, folks. Take care, be especially safe, well, and secure, and bye for now.